What's up, guys? Welcome back. I know I promised to do a Junkies full health build video, so that's exactly what this is. If you're wondering why I'm crouched on the side of a mountain, it's because I'm next to West Tech. I was gonna do this at my camp, but that creepy forager dude keeps running around my camp naked talking about nonsense, so I'm doing it here on the side of a mountain. What are you doing, man?
Licorice tastes better now.
This dude's
After the news.
he's weird as hell, man. With that being said, if this video helps you out in any way, consider subscribing, or if you just like Fallout videos in general. I'm going to show you the addictions first. I'm going to tell you their negative effects to each one and give my recommendations on what you should do. Keep in mind, like I said, this is for full health. If you want to do a unyielding junkie combo, that's a completely different video, right? I'm going to make that one in the future if people are interested in it. With all that being said, keep in mind, your addiction damage for junkies, it maxes out at 5 addictions. So keep that in mind. Do not go over 5, or you're just adding negative effects to your character for no reason. I'm using the Fallout wiki for this just for ease on making the video. First up, alcohol, which obviously includes beer. -1 to charisma and -1 to agility. My character is addicted to alcohol just because it's really easy. You can pick up bourbon, wine, vodka, whatever you need. Next up, buff outs and buff ats. They are combined to the same addiction, so keep that in mind. -1 to strength and -1 to endurance. Third one is Calmex. Stay away from Calmex. -2 to perception, -2 to agility. Daddy-O. My character is addicted to Daddy-O. Actually, my character is addicted to the next one as well after this. Daddy-O is -1 to perception, -1 to intelligence. Day Tripper, -1 to charisma, -1 to luck. Next up is Fury, -1 to strength and -1 to perception. I don't have any Formula P on me, but that is -2 to charisma and -2 to luck, so that is a good one. Even though it is -2 to both, I still think it's a good addiction to have if you can craft it. Now for Medex. Medex is -1 to agility and -10 to damage resistance. Mentats, which includes orange, grape, and berry, is -1 to charisma. My character is addicted to charisma. My character is addicted to Mentats, not to charisma. My character is allergic to charisma and has 0. We have Overdrive, which is a -1 to strength and a -1 to agility. And then we have Psycho, which includes Psycho Buff and Psycho Ats. It also says a survival syringe on here, but I do not think that is true. Psycho is a -1 to strength and a -10 to damage resistance. My character is actually addicted to Psycho just because I was starting to notice the effects on the negatives to agility, so I didn't want to add another one, and I decided to put on Psycho because I had a lot of it. I don't have that much of it anymore, so I might have to change these around, but it's been working for me. The damage resistance doesn't bother me because my character doesn't have any to begin with, and I'm sneaking most of the time. Last up, I don't have any, but it is XL. XL is a terrible addiction. Being addicted to XL is terrible, and here's why. It's a -1 to strength, perception, endurance, charisma, intelligence, agility, and luck. That's horrible. Do not get addicted to XL. So I would say the 2 worst ones are XL and Calmex, regardless of your build. Just because -2 agility and perception, and then a -1 to everything, that sounds terrible. It sounds bad. But I mean, if you could find a way to make it work, then I guess you found a way to make it work. I know a lot of people stay away from the damage resistance ones, but I kind of already explained why I'm not that against it. Because if I'm addicted to Medex, that's a -10 damage resistance and agility. I just wanted to avoid that agility. So if you're looking for just like the charisma and luck negatives, right, which are the easiest to overcome, I'd say, for like damage output and stuff, you're looking at Daddy-O, Day Tripper, Formula P, Mentats, and alcohol. Then you'd be down 1 agility, a bunch of charisma, and a bunch of luck. Nothing else. I'm going to show you the weapons I'm going to use in the video. So here's up number 1. Junkies Survivor's Glow-Sighted Bow, 50% limb damage, and damage increases when suffering from addictions. Yes, I know it's not that great, but, you know, it does a trick, right? And then Junkies suppressed automatic combat rifle. Bullets explode for area damage. Damage increases when suffering from addictions, which is obviously the Junkies trait. And then +1 to agility to help that sneak out. I'm going to show you the perks, and yes, I know it's probably not perfect. Do tweaks as you must and change anything as you see fit. To get this out of the way, yes, full health Junkies combined with crits and sneak. Having the weapon perks be inside of perception and not in a different one. Like, you could switch this out and have, I don't know, maybe heavy weapons, right? In strength, that's fine, but I'm just using perception, so I have all the master commando, the commando and expert commando filled out with tank killer and concentrated fire. Over here in agility, I have action boy filled out, covert op, Mr. Sandman for that extra night damage, which we're at night, so that's awesome. Sneak, gun fu, because of the VATS switching targets. It will throw you off if you've never used this perk before, just keep that in mind. And adrenaline, I can switch these out. I don't think they ever fixed adrenaline. They might have, but I haven't really noticed that too much, but I do notice gun fu. Bloodied mess, Grim Reaper sprint, better crits, which is probably the most important perk of all of this, which is crits now do 40% damage. 4-leaf clover, second most important one. Each hit in VATS has an excellent chance to fill your crit meter. Class Freak and Starch Jeans. I have taken off Class Freak, put on 1, and swapped it out with a higher 4-leaf clover or higher Grim Reaper sprint. Either way, you can kind of mix and match. I would just keep the 4-leaf clover and the better crits on here. And for the sneak, you're going to need the sneak. We need to do as much damage as we can, and we're not bloodied or unyielding, so we need to combine things, right? Sneak and crits are the easiest way to do that. Like I said earlier, you can swap out weapons for whatever you need. This, if you're using perception, you could also use riflemen or bows, which I'm going to show you as well. We actually might have went past night. I can't tell with the day-night cycle sometimes. I did take a couple of these guys out already. I'm probably due on some psycho as we speak. So as you can see, like, it's alright damage. It's not bloodied, but it's close. And I'm not even really using crits, right? It's like 2, 3, 4 bullets each, I'd say. Really, this is easy though, right? Like, I didn't really struggle with it at all. Granted, I didn't run through here like Captain Noob with the bloodied commando, right? But I probably could have been a little quicker, and the crits, I didn't really even need too many of them. But I am going to switch out right now to the bow, and let's see what the bow does in terms of taking out the soups here. So I'm going to get rid of actually all of these except for concentrated fire. Archer, bow before me. My dog just barked and the entire house shook. Then I have over here, wait, Master Archer, yep, I need that one, and then I should have, I don't have it. I don't have the bow one. Oh yeah, I do, it's right here. So, the armor, anti-armor bow per card. And we're going to throw on glow sight just in case we run into another one. No, Rifleman does not stack with the bow, just so you know. And I'm probably best off doing headshots, which, as you can tell, I'm doing a decent amount of damage, right? For some reason, the Hound took 2 shots, but the actual mutants didn't. As far as range goes, not the greatest. And sometimes you're going to miss like that for no reason, but it is what it is, right? You're going to be at a disadvantage with the bow anyways. Just something to kind of keep in mind. But I mean, I can do a really good amount of damage if my crits are up, right? Like what? I should have my crit now. Yeah, 1300. So if you're looking to do like a full health bow build, I mean, this does make the bow usable, right? It, like I've said so many times, it doesn't make this like an unstoppable build, but it does make the bow usable, which is saying something, right? I know Noob kind of trashed on the bow, and some other people have, but I've used it quite a bit, and it really does change up the game. You know what I mean? It mixes it up because it's a completely different play style than running in guns blazing with your commando. Like, you got to take your time. You can't like instantly shoot one after the other. You know what I mean? I'm gonna go to a new location. I'm gonna go over to Somerville, check that out, and blast some mutants with this bow again, just so you can see a little bit more of it. I wouldn't recommend going to White Springs with the bow, just because you're so close to all the ghouls. They'll eat you alive. You can't shoot fast enough. And I am noticing something right now. It's kind of glitching out where it's not registering my shots like that one did. But the few Mirelurks that popped up, I missed a few of them, even though it was at 90+%. These ones are hitting. It just it hits a little bit different when you're shooting them with a bow. You know what I mean? Where's this dude at? I just heard him talk, but he's probably in that store over there. So as you can see, let's see, what does this one do right now? Almost 900 damage. That's pretty good. I think it's usable for full health, right? Because I know there's a lot of people that don't want to run around with a less than 20% of your health. Just because if you get, like, if you don't have your build perfect, you'll just get destroyed, right? I don't like doing it all the time. Like, I like running around with full health a lot too. I think this build is viable, and I think if you are, you know, getting sick of the bloodied action, getting sick of the unyielding, or maybe you just got a good Junkies weapon, right? Or you got some good Vanguard armor. I think you could try this out, man. Like, I'll show you. I'm not using the greatest armor right now, but all Vanguards, 3 Secret Service pieces. I don't know. I like doing this. This is kind of like a secondary build for me. Most of the time I'm running around bloodied, unyielding, and then I'll carry around a Junkies, this same rifle on me, just as like a backup. You know what I mean? But like I said, man, if you're not at night and you're not sneaking and you're not using your crits, you're not going to do that much damage. But it appears to me like the bow might be a better option than even the Commando, because that's doing 1k damage headshot, man. It's not going to do it on robots or anything, or the Scorch Beast Queen. Like, if you're going to do the Scorch Beast Queen, I wouldn't use the bow, but just like your normal ads running around, super mutants, raiders, ghouls, the bow is a perfectly good option if you're doing this, man. There might be even other builds that work with the bow too, like an anti-armor setup or something, or a bloodied bow. I'm sure that's good too. So that's going to be it for my first character build video. This is a completely new concept to me. Most of my videos have just been camp builds, so let me know what you think in the comments. If you do enjoy this, consider subscribing like I mentioned at the beginning of the video. It really helps out. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will catch you next time.